each day. Where there's a will, there's a way.
Good afternoon. I hope everybody's having a good day. I'm just looking at some, I know nobody's here yet, so I'm just looking at some stuff. Is anybody here? No. Yeah. So I can talk, and I'm just going to talk. All right. Yeah. There's somebody it's clearly an Alcoholics Anonymous group, and they're like, you should try Smart Recovery. And I'm like, you should shut your fucking mouth. I'm surprised that the admin didn't turn my, because my admin's is also my sponsor, and he doesn't allow people to be rude. He's really good at running that group. I think he's much better running his group than I do mine. I don't even think I've had anybody new in my group in months. I should check that. I don't have anybody new in it. Would have told me, right? Would have said, show and show would like, yeah. Let's go to members here. Do I have any welcome to, yeah, Cindy? Well, she was invited. So, yeah. Go down here, and there's 9 people that are no longer around. Yeah. Ooh, yeah. Bunch of people. Actually, that's all good signs. Okay. Let's talk. Let's talk. That's by somebody. Okay, cool. Earlier, I told a sponsor I couldn't meet. I wasn't doing very well, but I'm doing better. So I wrote, I'm like, if you still want to meet, I am available. And he's like, but if you already made plans, then go for it. So no worries. He's a good kid. All right. I'll go ahead and join in on the festivities here. There we go. Hey, Daryl. How are you, man?
Deja vu.
Vous jadez, my friend. Like my French now, motherfuckers. Got the app going. It's the free one.
Really?
Yeah. So this is what I'm going to do. The first 30 people that do $10 or more of a donation will have access for free.
Huh.
I need about $300 to get it going, and I'm not going to spend my wife's money on it. So if I have to, I'll just use the free app until there's enough money. But we won't have some of the stuff. So, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get it going, add some things on, no paying yet, and then I'm going to invite the people that from grassroots and the people that are going to have it for free, and then we'll really get things started. So, yeah, I want to talk about, we'll go with the Halloween font here. I wanted to talk about some of the unsaid rules. And here's something that I've kind of noticed. Like, I was just in a meeting. If somebody else is talking, pay attention. I actually see other people sitting there just talking. They're talking to each other while the meeting's going on or whatever. It's pretty rude, actually. You don't go on mute in regular meetings and have side conversations. If you're there, just tell your stuff and not listen to anybody, then I don't really. Sorry. It's just some.
I'm here. I was just making some coffee. Sorry.
I don't care. Make your coffee.
Well, the alternative is for not having coffee. And I'm telling you, it's better if she has her coffee.
Oh, yeah. Happy life, happy wife.
You know, I'm a fortunate man. I'll just put it that way. Is the app on Google Pay or something like that? How do you get
I
it?
haven't gotten that far yet.
Okay.
Right now, it's an invitation.
Yeah,
Eventually,
you
if I
can.
go on Google Apps, once I'm gonna, in order for that to happen, I think I need to be branded. Otherwise, it belongs to Wix.
Oh, I
So,
see.
so
Well,
it's everyone
when
that
you get
comes
it up and
to Wix.
running, just invite me and I'll download it.
Yeah, I might be doing some inviting today. I'm not meeting with my sponsee, so. But I kind of wanted to talk about some of the unsaid rules in AA, especially in Zoom, and that mute button in that chat. And no, I'm not going to go off on anything. I kind of need something to do, and I don't want to clean the bathroom right now. I don't feel like cleaning the bathroom, so I'm doing this instead. If you are not speaking, put your ass on mute and shut up.
True story.
And at least try and pay attention. For me, I know that because there's a lot of time. Earlier, I said this is the usual view on Zoom, and I know you're not listening when you're doing this. I know you're not. You can't, because I can't do it. You can't do it. No, it doesn't work.
Yes, I can. I hear you, and I'm doing something.
Exactly. When I try and do work while I am in a meeting, I miss half the meeting, and I know that, so I don't do work. I might be looking at my screen, but it's because I'm looking at it and I'm just listening. I'm just staring and listening. I'm probably doing that because you don't have your camera on, because I don't have anything to look at, so I'm staring into space. There were a couple guys that were in the meeting, and one guy was alcoholic. The other guy, I don't think he was alcoholic, so. But then they muted, right? And then they start having their own conversation. It's, let's say a newcomer is sharing, that's going to have an effect on them. It affected me. I wanted to say, hey, if you ain't fucking listening, why are you here, guys? But that's me being reactionary, so I didn't say it.
I've kind of changed how I do those meetings. So I'm usually, you know how you can get the grid with everybody in it type of deal, or if you slide one section to the left, you can get the individual that's actually talking.
Yeah.
And I have switched to doing that to be able to not be as distracted, because I am ADD and shiny things get in the way.
Yep. Yeah. I usually have it on the single mode unless I'm co-hosting, and then I have it on the multi.
So you can see somebody
so I
got their
can see
hand up and
everybody.
stuff.
Because I'm actually not paying attention. I'm keeping the room safe. I'm literally not paying attention because, that's why sometimes co-hosts will be like, what's the topic?
Right.
We're 20 minutes in? Fuck. Okay. There's things going on in the background when it comes to Zoom meetings. And we're just trying to simplify it, I've noticed that when it comes to sharing online, it seems like it comes across as all these things that you have to do, and you don't. It's like chairing a regular in-person meeting. The host and the chairperson, if you can avoid it, should never be the same person. They shouldn't be, because hosting and chairing has two different things going on. But that's why you have co-hosts, and it depends on the size of the meeting too. Like with our meeting, grassroots, we don't worry about bombers because we don't get them because we're not listed, so they don't even know about. Why do I have this on? I think
it's your fidget spinner.
This is my fidget spinner. I love this thing. It's just constant. It goes all the way. It just keeps going and going. It doesn't stop. Oh, God, damn. Yeah, that's my fidget. I had two, but I gave the other one to my grandson. So, it required a hug. But I always get payment. And, I have one granddaughter. Even growing up, she wasn't a huggy. She just didn't like hugs, and so and she's still kind of that way. So even when it comes to my grandkids, I ask her permission. I'm like, can I get a hug? And she'll be like, no. I have to respect. I'm like, can I get a side hug? She's like, yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, cool, thank you. And asking permission of these young kids because when I was a kid and my parents be like, "Oh, come on, give your uncle a hug." I'm like, "You don't understand what he did to me. He fiddled with me. Now you want me to fucking hug him?" Yeah, no. I would run out of the room. So I don't know why that popped into my mind, but um, that's why I said let's just talk. I didn't have a topic, but oh man, what's a good thing here? Give me a topic on recovery. What are the 5 keys to recovery? Recovery is a process typically divided into 5 stages. Huh?
Don't drink.
That's the first one. It is. Actually, the first one is pre-contemplation. Which is the psychic is almost you're coming up on the psych. So that means for us, okay, remember this clinical term. For us, we would call that the gift of desperation. That's what we would call that for us. That we're hitting that psychic change, contemplation. Now, this is all before you get sober. Okay. Well, there's
I didn't take it that way.
I'm sorry?
I didn't take it that way.
That's because when so this is what they're saying. Did you think about going to AA or did you just go to AA? I don't know if I want to go. You're probably
I did that, but
yeah,
when you first just said that out of context, it was like measure your words in your head before you actually utter the motherfuckers.
I was just looking for someone to talk to, but yeah, I agree. Let's figure something else then. What are good recovery
I'm just saying
questions?
that's how when you said that, that's the first thing that popped in my brain.
Well,
It's like measure your words.
Yeah,
because they're powerful.
We change topics like that, and that's probably why. Well, let's do the next one then. Contemplation, preparation, action, and maintenance. So those are the 5 keys to recovery. It's also under harm reduction, Mingo County Health Department, so it's shit. Okay. That's why we didn't like it, because it wasn't right.
Hi, Patricia.
Hi, Patricia. Good to see you. Good to see you. All right. So, what are some good recovery questions? What did I do to strengthen my recovery today? To strengthen it? I'm working on the app. No. These are questions. These are just questions. What problem behaviors did I exhibit today? I was having depression this morning, and I fucking took care of it. I mean,
today?
Yeah.
Helen, is it Helen Reddy? Except it's redone. Procrastination is making me wait.
So procrastination. I'm doing that today too. I don't want to clean that.
I've been doing that all week.
Like cleaning the bathroom. I'm procrastinating on it. I'm doing that. Bet. Need to get my voter registration down there.
You haven't registered to vote?
No, my voter. I just need to go drop it off. Not
did
registered.
that a couple days ago.
You're like,
I gotta get my wife to do hers.
No, I want to go drop it off because, well, I just don't trust the government. I don't trust the voting polls. I just don't.
You know, they send you that, and then if you look inside, there's the envelope that you have to sign.
Yeah.
If you mail it, you have to put your stamp on it.
Yeah.
It's not even a pre-stamped return.
Apply first class postage here. You're correct. Yep.
That's bullshit.
That is bullshit that I should have to pay to
Pay
vote.
to vote.
Yeah. They're making you pay to vote. There you go. Just more convenience.
That's ridiculous. It should be a prepaid envelope. They don't pay for that postage unless it actually gets mailed.
Yeah.
So if it's prepaid, they don't get charged. And you
Exactly.
don't, if you walk it in, put it in a ballot box, anything but mail it, they don't get
But
they don't get charged.
but it's very free for you to hop in your car and spend your gas and your time to go to their location.
Right.
See, it's kind of a
But you would do that if you were voting in person as well.
correct. Yep. And I do think that we should have here we go. Let's talk about this. I hope 2 girls come on to their first meeting in AA. Nice.
Well
Nice.
done. Well done.
Yeah. I want you to know, Patricia, your English writing is getting a lot better. Good job. Good job. Yeah, that's some of the neatest stuff to be able to, take somebody to a meeting and they come out and have some hope under their belt at last, or because you did something, somebody else can have a better day. These are pretty neat things.
I've taken a couple of people to their first meeting, and I look at them as we're leaving. And so there's that deer in the headlights look like sometimes what just happened to me.
Like, oh fuck. Yeah, then they come to the realization that number one, they're not alone. Number two, that what they're doing is wrong. And
what
that
they've
there's a
been
lot of other
doing.
people that have done it too.
My favorite question is am I an alcoholic?
Yeah.
And it's like, my response to that is, do you think non-alcoholics think that question?
Yeah. Exactly.
Doesn't come to mind for a non-alcoholic.
No, it doesn't. No, like if you say it, like with my sister who's a non-alcoholic, if she goes to the bar, she has one or less. She's just, it's not so, and that's the thing. We alcoholics like, oh, well, I'm going to minimize my drinking. 3. Yeah, 3's good. No, 3 is alcoholic drinking. Got it. Now with what Patricia is saying is, she did I helped 2 girls to come to their first meeting. Now that's a 12th step call, right? And that's exactly what I'm trying to do. That's exactly what we are trying to do with the detox is increase the number of 12th step calls coming into AA. That's my number one intention.
Exactly. You've already planted the seed enough that they went to their first meeting.
Yep.
And so their first meeting is the fertilization of that seed.
Yeah.
So it will sprout.
Yeah. And when you go meet somebody in detox and they're in desperation mode, and they start to trust you, it can be very uncomfortable going to a meeting or walking in there alone, everybody fucking looking at you. Now I'm used to it, everybody, because they're just curious to see who's coming through the door. But when you're new, you take it personally.
I did that.
Why are you looking at me? Okay, this is the chair near the door. Yeah, we keep that chair there for you.
I'm not going into that meeting. I'm going to stand here in the hallway and drink coffee.
Yeah. Heck, it used to be you go to an AA late, you before you go to an AA meeting, and it was standing room only if you were late. Yeah, exactly. But
Putt was like it. Putt was like that.
mhm.
So was Vitality 5:30 meeting. Oh my god.
Every meeting was like that. Old Kent, if you didn't
Oh,
get there an hour early, you weren't
the-
even get parking.
right. That was you just took the words right out of my mouth because you can't
Yeah,
go across the street and park in the
nope, you're gonna have to
park.
go back in the neighborhood and hope you remember that you parked 5 blocks away.
And didn't get towed.
Yeah, yeah. Cops were definitely out, a lot of things because Old Kent was on Friday nights, and we need something back like that again. We really do. And Old Kent was just a big AA speaker meeting held at a church. That's all it was. There was nothing
Is
more to it.
did Glendale end at Alameda and Denver actually began? I think.
Something like that.
Yeah, a Friday night in Glendale. That was not a good thing.
Yeah. I mean,
I
yeah.
lived in Glendale.
How do we get back to that? I mean,
I
or
don't.
will it ever happen again? I mean, that's like going back to the good old days. It's just never going to be like that again. That would be impossible.
A friend of mine just started a group, but it's a recovery. It's mixed. It's alcoholic addicts,
Wow.
and you're seeing more and more and more of those kind of groups popping up.
Yeah.
Singleness of purpose, yes, we're out there, but you're seeing a lot of mixed recovery groups popping up,
Yeah.
and people are flocking to those because they want to be able to talk about their other stuff.
Yeah.
It's like when
I'm keeping my mouth shut on this.
I know I understand, brother, I get it, but
No, I think it's great.
being a cross
That's why I'm
addicted
not putting my
individual,
yeah. Let
that
people
makes it
see where they're at. Yeah.
that makes it more of a challenge in my brain to figure out if somebody is talking, is that an outside issue or is that actually an issue to discuss?
Yeah. Wow. Well,
I- I-
it should be available. I mean, it should because that is a need. So absolutely. And if that's the lane, then that's the lane. Is there as long as this is the way, this is the way that I see it. And now it's just my experience is different. So,
you
and
and
that's all,
well,
and
yeah,
that's all it is.
exactly.
So,
It's
yeah,
just our experiences are different. I view you as a rarity, I guess, for lack of a better word, to be 54 years old and you being an alcoholic, that you didn't get addicted to other substances type of deal. That doesn't mean that other things
yeah.
you didn't get addicted to. That just means that I
Like,
was a
I mean,
meth addict. That was my drug of choice.
yeah.
Uh,
And I'll tell you what happened. It was Alateen, and it's why I'm so big on Alateen. I was taught in Alateen that if my parents were alcoholic, especially both my parents, like me, that there was a very good chance that I would have what was called an addictive personality. And in treatment, they're like, you're an alcoholic, but if you add drugs onto that, you're a goner. And I took it very seriously. And I'll give an example because I did do hard drugs. Sure, I did.
oh, I'm
I
sure.
had a group of friends. We did cocaine once a month. I was fine with that. Then it was every weekend, and then they showed up on Wednesday, and I knew it was addiction. And I'm like, nope, I'm not going. I can't go. I go there, I'm dead. Things that I loved, ecstasy, stayed away from it. And I tell you now, I had to
They
use
didn't call it
every ounce of
ecstasy.
willpower that I had.
didn't call it ecstasy when I was still doing MDA. Is that
MDA,
it?
I'm saying, just a little different.
Very, very little.
Yeah. Yeah.
MDA was not pharmaceutically manufactured under FDA rules.
Oh, hell no, it wasn't. It still isn't.
Well, ecstasy, a lot of ecstasy isn't, but it's actually it's kind of like, what is it? What's the artificial heroin?
Trank.
Yeah, hold on, I'll think of it. It's the one where the pharmaceutical company got sued.
Fentanyl, opiates, Oxycontin,
Oxycontin,
which is opiates.
which
So,
is, yes, it's synthetic heroin,
yeah, it's exactly what it is. And they knew it.
to the point where people getting addicted, going into recovery, trying to get off of it, they would give them the same thing that methadone. They go through
Yeah.
methadone
Yeah.
tapering off deal.
Well, now the thing is ketamine, and they're using it for alcohol too. And I'm like, I yelled at CUN shoots. That's how Matthew Perry died.
Yes.
An overdose of ketamine. He had too much ketamine to relieve his alcoholism. See? That's why we're like, no, it doesn't.
Same things with Michael Jackson and
that was all ketamine.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And even Elvis back in the day, they didn't have ketamine per se that time, but same thing. He had tapering off drugs that became his addiction.
Yeah. Yeah. And it was not Antabuse, because Antabuse was big. Antabuse was dangerous.
I did somebody else's anti-abuse one time, just
so
I could see what would happen. And this is before I got in recovery, but it was a pill. I mean, I'm the guy that walked around wondering what the blue one did,
Yeah.
you know? And so I did that, and being an alcoholic, that was like, this is a drug, let's see what it does. And I drank, and it did its thing.
And you got sick, huh? Did you get violent ill?
I got the rashes, I got the hives, I got red. Looked like I was sunburnt. I got sick.
Kill yourself on that.
The cramps. Oh my God, it's horrible, dude.
Yeah, it makes you violently ill, so you cannot drink.
Right.
It either does that. That's what it's supposed to do, or it does nothing, or it kills you. Patricia, I was addicted to eating before I tried my first drink in life. So, yeah, even then, sometimes we are alcoholic, but we still go to another substance or something, and alcohol comes on later on in life. Absolutely.
If you have an addictive personality, it wouldn't matter what
everything.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons that I've only been to Black Hawk 4 times in my life.
Yep.
Because
the satisfaction was the coins coming out. It doesn't do that
because $5 in and pull.
Give me that money.
Ding, 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 ding. You know,
with all the interaction that get you.
Oh yeah.
Because even like when I went to Reno the first time, I went to bed in my hotel room and I could still hear the slot machines. They play it through the fucking speakers.
Yep.
Very, very, very low.
Me too, Patricia.
I think all of us here, Patricia. I'm working on it. I've actually cut back. I've cut way back. So
I just, I ought to try a zero one time. Zero, but I mean, I love this shit, man. I don't know if you can read here. This is me doing the for the Southern tradition thing. Doesn't have.
Yeah, like what they do. Yeah, if you scan this QR code.
Scan this QR code while you're on the phone and here. Let me only show you half the QR code.
Like, what Why are we not getting any donations? I tried. It's backwards. I agree,
It
Patricia.
says Millberry.
We
It's
are
fruit
born
juice,
alcoholic.
120 milligrams.
I believe that we are born alcoholic. And I think we're born with alcoholism. And sometimes that can lead to other things like drugs, eating, because really we're just trying to fit in. Well, for women, eating and anorexia and bulimia, these are fucking fat and very dangerous, Um, kind of like binge drinking. Binge drinking is actually worse for you than regular alcoholic drinking because you're shocking your body each time. You're like, ooh, ooh.
You know, I don't know if I was born this way, honestly. I think maybe my personality was geared towards, I don't know. I think I developed my personality of me, and what have you. But I say that, my grandfather, true stories, or my grandfather died in a bar fight. My grandfather actually hit one of those concrete trolley islands in Chicago, drunk on his ass, and died. My dad
Yeah.
was an alcoholic, but my dad did not get into his disease until I was in the Navy,
Okay.
and he had moved to Kansas, so he was in his late 50s
Okay.
and found vodka. He found a couple of places that he really liked to go. It was a big old glass bowl like they do those giant, what is that drink with tequila? Margaritas in?
Yeah.
And he called that place the land of the big martini, which is basically to him was vodka on the rocks.
Yeah.
And you would take the vermouth bottle, put your hand over the end,
Yep.
and say, "That's dry enough. Here, let me drink." So
Gin was
I
my
don't know. I don't know if I was born this way, if I a product of my environment because I simply just did it, or if I just did it too many times too often. I don't personally believe that it's a gene or that it's inherited just simply because they haven't found that tracker, that gene. So I don't know. The bottom line is I am one. Now what?
Yeah. So Patricia had asked about binge drinking, so I wanted to kind of tell her what that is. Binge drinking is like, let's say, once a month, like we call them weekend warriors. But what happens is you go on a binge, but it happens for straight, okay, and then they stop, and they don't drink again for weeks or
However,
months. Yeah, and it can go on for a while. Um, yeah, your grandpa died was now. I didn't have any family members die of alcoholism. Um, well, maybe my grandpa. I don't know if he was an alcoholic or not. So,
well, I don't know if they died of alcoholism, but alcohol was involved in their deaths.
yeah, exactly.
That's how the 1 in 34 gets its stats.
So, according to genetics, studies show that a person with a history of alcoholism within their family has a higher risk of developing alcoholism, and that's about as far as they've gotten.
Yeah, they don't say why, how.
Yeah, there isn't
Is
a
it because you're exposed to it and blah blah blah? You know?
I think one of those is really the answer is we're looking for a suitable answer for some of us. It's like I was born with this. Some of us are like, well, as a nature, I was a product of my nature and nurture, and I think all of those are correct.
I didn't
I think
I didn't kick my drinking up and fully in gear until the last half of my senior year. I was 17. But on my 16th birthday, my folks decided just to have a party, not necessarily for me, but for family, and we did a barbecue, what have you, and there was a keg. And I was allowed to drink that day for whatever reason. It's your birthday, go ahead. I remember coming down the next morning, would have been a Sunday. Coming down the next morning, hungover, sick as a dog, and my parents going, "Are you sick?" And I went, and they laughed.
Yeah.
That was approval. In my brain, that was approval.
Yeah. Yeah, there were, I remember riding home. It was Thanksgiving. We were coming from Salt Lake back home to Kaysville. And, this would have been like 76, 77. And there was a bottle rolling around on the floorboard, and I was really thirsty. And I asked my mom, can I have a drink of that? She's like, yeah. And I drank it. I loved it. I took another drink when she wasn't watching. All right. So for me, see right there at 6, 7 years old. Okay. Now it's not like I went, oh, that feels great. It tastes horrible, but it feels good.
All right.
So for me, but I feel like I was born with it. But then Patricia says, and I'm the only one in my generation that got this. So, so how about I bet we can all agree on this because God said so. We'll go with that. Because God said so.
Why did I get this? Why not?
Because my answer is always because you can help when no one else can. That's why, and that's a pretty darn good reason.
Today, you didn't think that when it was happening.
So then I explained to them how they're helping me. You're reminding me it don't work out there. You're helping me right now.
That's why I love newcomers.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not like that fresh meat thing.
Yeah.
It's because you are seriously showing me, oh yeah, it's still fucked up out there.
Yeah. You can see the denial, you can see the pain, you can see the loneliness.
All of that stuff. All the yeah buts that there are.
Yeah, but
yeah, but
Patricia's having fun with this one.
Yeah.
Oh, cool stuff. All right. I guess I should
I gotta do some stuff. It's 2:00.
Yep.
I've been procrastinating like a motherfucker. I have yet to go down and take pictures of my storage.
You've been doing that for
all we gotta do is get in the car and drive for about 45 minutes. Open up a door and fucking take care of business.
Do it before Wednesday because it's gonna snow. So
yeah, I know. Well, I'm actually the physical move. I'm gonna hire a crew. I've already picked them.
Yeah.
They're $99 an hour.
Yeah.
2 guys. So it's like, here, you lift this 800-pound workbench. Worth your $99 this hour.
And they're worth it too. They are.
Yesterday, I was in so much pain last night, I could barely walk. And all I did was I cooked a pork roast on a rotisserie and made homemade mashed potatoes, blah, blah, blah type thing. And the back and forth, twisting, turning, bending over, doing all those things.
Yeah, you're not used to it.
About took me to my knees. Not necessarily used to it. That's part of it, I'm sure. But it's also my physical being. It's like my back is screwed up. That's my disability.
Yep.
No, I don't know. But it was like take the pills that the doctor prescribed you. You're allowed. And so she gave me Flexeril because I won't take friggin' give a pen.
Yeah.
And that's the way that I was able to finally lay down and
get some rest. Let your body heal a little bit.
Get that weight, get my fat ass off my hips, my pelvic area. I don't know. So yeah, some of it is that physical ability. I won't do it. So I'll put everything on a charge card and pay it off.
It's the benefits of getting older. No, you don't have to.
Getting older is not for
You
the
know how many
weak.
times I've frickin' moved other people? Yeah, you bet. It's
Oh,
hell yeah. That's why I don't know.
yeah. I mean, I've done it so many times. I don't know, but
Once you turn 50, you're not allowed to ask us anymore. So
yeah. Yet I get asked.
I do too.
18 years passed.
All right.
Anyway, I'm just rambling on.
You do your 2:00 stuff, and I'm gonna. Well, it's 3 hours away, but I'm gonna start getting ready for the meeting, and I'll probably work on the app. I'll start.
Yeah, well, I also need to post that in the group so that it's going on.
I went to the city near here to have my car airbags replaced earlier today. Took me 1 hour to go plus 1 hour to go home. It allowed her to go to meetings, and meanwhile, good for you. Yeah.
Replace your airbags? Was that because you had the faulty ones and that was part of a recall? Or did something happen to deploy your airbags?
Yeah. Probably one. Probably the first one.
Yeah, my Jeep is supposed to have its airbags replaced.
Yeah.
Sure. The non-shrapnel airbags are now available to you.
Airbags that won't snap your neck.
Well, it's not about that. It's about the stuff that comes flying out of it, too.
Exactly. Yep. She said it was the recall. So it was the recall. All right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. You all know what I need to do. Pee. I love you.
Love, really. Peace, bro.
Peace out. That's why I always book out in the middle of grassroots meeting. Peace out. And have a day.